Groman suggested in the past a decision by the Fed to change the US dollar price to gold would allow reset of the US debt. I mean, on paper, yeah, but I mean, to give Krugman credit, so would $1 trillion coin, the $1 trillion platinum coin. We're just making a $10 trillion platinum coin. Why not? All you need is just some stupid balance sheet entry for the Fed, which honestly, you really don't even need that. But I mean, yeah, I mean, you could revalue gold, but I don't know how much that would revalue the overall price. Basically, what he's saying is the Fed just buys the gold from the US at a ridiculously high rate, and all that money goes into the TGA, and then the TGA can pay the bills, or the Treasury can pay the bills. But again, same thing with the platinum coin. Dude, it's same concept. Um, so yeah, possible. Is it probable? Probably not. But Luke's a hell of a lot smarter than I am, so I would defer to Luke. And it depends on how desperate they get. Again, do I see it happening in the next year? Probably not. In the next 5 years, who knows? I remember when I was interviewing Luke back in. Yeah, I've interviewed Luke 2 or 3 times, maybe 3 or 4 times. And it was one of the first times I was talking to him back in 2020, and we were joking on the interview. You can see it on the George Gammon channel about the Fed's balance sheet going to 10 trillion. We're like, oh yeah. I mean, where are we going next, Luke? 10 trillion? Is it going to get that? And we were like laughing at like how ridiculous that statement sounded. This was back when their balance sheet was at 4.5, and now the balance sheet's at what, 8.5. And if you guys watch my video tomorrow, you'll see that although temporarily the Fed might be able to do a little QT in reducing the size of their balance sheet, in my opinion, that ain't going to last long. And if we look out 5 years, 10 years from today, the Fed's balance sheet is going to be exponentially larger than it is today. So we're going into some crazy, crazy times, guys. And I've said this so many times, but I think it's so true. Going back to 2020, in regards to our personal freedom and liberty, I would always repeat the quote from Lenin, where he would say that decades go by where nothing happens, and then there's weeks that go by where decades happen. And I thought that we would go by weeks in 2020 and 2021 where decades would go by in terms of the assault on our personal liberty and freedom. And I think I was correct about that. Now, I think that same idea, that same concept is applicable to macroeconomics and the US economy in 2022. And so, where are we when we get to the other side of the tunnel? Will we be in a situation that would be desperate enough to do something like that? Possibly. I mean, we're just going to have to see how this plays out and make sure that as prudent investors that we are hyper focused on risk management. In the conversation that I had today with Macro Alfonso is his name. He used to manage $20 billion, a fund of $20 billion. That's a lot. That's a big fund. And we were commenting, going back and forth about the Market Wizards books, because we've both read those and they impacted our view tremendously. And what you learn when you read the Market Wizards books, whether you're reading about Ed Thorpe or Jim Rogers or Stan Druckenmiller, is that all the OGs, all the greats, You sit there and marvel at their returns, but what they focused on more than anything else was risk management. Risk management. Manage your downside. And I think never has that been more true than 2022 right now.